In this edition of Kentucky Cattle News, 2018 was a record-breaking year in membership for the KCA, why you should join. See what you missed at Beef Bash and other educational events across the state. I'm your host, Kaya Twisselman. At more than 10,800 members strong, 2018 was a record-breaking year for membership in the Kentucky Cattlemen's Association. The dues and support from these loyal cattlemen will uphold Kentucky as one of the greatest cattle states in the country. With the new membership year beginning this October, now is the time to join the KCA and be a part of an organization that directly influences and improves the Kentucky beef industry.
There are some benefits about being in the Kentucky Cattlemen's Association. One is the fellowship and the friendship and the networking that you will have with other cattlemen within this state. You know, we are the largest beef cattle state east of the Mississippi, and we also have the proud distinction of being the largest cattlemen's membership east of the Mississippi.
KCA members enjoy many benefits, including a monthly subscription to Cow Country News, representation on the state and national level, discounts at local businesses, networking with cattlemen across the state, and much more.
We've got over 10,000 members now, and we represent a lot of areas in beef production. And I think you need to be a part of an organization that promotes and educates and sees after your interest as beef cattle farmers, because we're getting fewer and fewer total farms now, and we have to pull together and be one voice, and that's what KCA does for us.
KCA is a grassroots organization with 99 local county cattlemen's associations across the state. Membership in your county association lets you get involved in your community by working together with your fellow cattlemen, while giving you a voice in the KCA at the state level. Be sure to attend your local cattlemen's meetings and events held throughout the year to get involved.
As your incoming president for next year, I want you to come along beside me and help me to reach a goal that we have of 11,000 members. We were just a little short of that this past year, and I feel with your help, this is a goal that we can reach. I can't think of a better organization to be involved in than the Kentucky Cattlemen's Association.
If you are already a dues-paying member, you should receive a renewal letter in the mail. Be sure to send your renewal back to the KCA office and continue your support. Depending on your county, annual dues are $25 to $40. Dues for juniors and couples are also available. You can apply for membership through your local county cattlemen's association. Call the KCA office or apply online at kycattle.org. Let's make 2019 another record-breaking year for the KCA. For instant news, updates, and alerts on the Kentucky beef industry, text KCA to 33222 on your mobile phone and we'll keep you updated. At the Beef Bash event held on September 20th at the UK Research and Education Center in Princeton, more than 320 cattlemen converged to learn about current issues and research affecting beef production. Many demonstrations, educational exhibits, and hands-on activities were held. During one of the many presentations, Dr. Michelle Arnold and Dr. J.D. Green discussed potentially poisonous weeds that could affect your pastures and appropriate weed control.
And we see a lot of these in the pastures. Spiny amaranth, all our favorite, this pigweed, can cause two different syndromes. One is a kidney failure, and it's kind of a progressive over time. You'll start to see weakness, difficulty walking, some paralysis in the rear, kind of non-specific signs. And that's true of nearly any toxic weed. They're going to be non-specific, just kind of usually a little bit of diarrhea. There's some GI irritation, and see weakness, trembling, staggering. It can be almost any weed presents like that.
Ultimately, it can impact the stand life of the desirable forages, because they can crowd out and shade out the areas that we want to grow. Along with that, they reduce the quality and palatability. And sometimes the reason why we have some of the more prominent weeds that we have is because they're just plain not palatable.
Also at Beef Bash was a discussion on winter feeding options, including hay, stockpiling, rainfall erosion, pool season annuals, and the importance of hay testing.
So we can reduce this to a third of the cost, hay feeding, somewhere between a third and a half, if we use stockpiling in our grazing system. We won't be able to go without hay, but if we can reduce our hay feeding period by about 60 days, we can have significant savings in our winter feeding program.
So let's talk about what we know about testing hay. Testing hay is testing hay bales like this, getting enough samples so it's representative, sending it to a good lab. The Department of Ag is a certified laboratory, pick a lab, just get it tested. Then when you have those numbers, run them through a tool that's going to help you know how to feed it, so A, you're not buying the same nutrition twice, and B, you're not unintentionally underfeeding a set of livestock.
Full videos of the weed control and winter feeding presentations can be found on the KCA YouTube page. Be sure to follow the page for more updates and videos. For the Yards Lunch and Learn event on September 18th, UK's Steve Higgins presented a lesson on infrastructure improvements and farm management decisions that you can make to improve the efficiency of your operation.
This is out of a book that was published in the 1950s. You can see from the structures and everything how old this is, okay? The point is it says right here, how not to do it. How not to do it. And how not to do it is to open up this gate and go into this area with these critters to basically put feedstuffs in these bins and mangers. There's no reason for it, for the most part. They'd have fed them from the outside. The efficiency is just so much greater. You never want to install one more gate on your property than you need, okay? It's not cost effective. In installing gates, you also want to install the gates as close together as possible. That might not make a lot of sense, but right here it will. So if I got critters in this field right here, I can move them to any one of these 3 other fields, any one of those 3 other fields, and I'm only having to travel 45 feet. That's the benefit of this structure.
A full video of the presentation can be found on the Yards YouTube page. For more info on educational events that you can attend, visit the Yards Facebook page. Producers from across the state attended the Weaning Workshop at Eden Shell Farm and participated in hands-on activities to learn the efficient and proper techniques in cattle weaning. The workshops included presentations on vaccination protocols, nutrition, feeder cattle grading, and more. A panel discussion with the event speakers was broadcasted live on the Eden Shell Facebook page after the workshop.
The big thing I wanted to drive home is number 1, safety for the calf, safety for the human being. Number 2, proper handling. You know, how do we handle these products? When we go to the feed store, we go to our veterinarian, we need to have a cooler with us. You know, if we're buying vaccines that are stored at 55, 60 degrees, most of those we want stored a little cooler than that, but darn sure over freezing in that 45, 55, 60 degree area. We want to keep a constant temperature on them.
When we think about fermented feeds, whether it be corn silage or haylage, is that we need to think about waiting at least 3 or 4 days. Let these calves get over the stress of being separated from their dams, let them get on a feed that they're going to find palatable, and not introduce something different like a fermented feed that has a different odor, a different taste.
Watch the full video on the Eden Shell YouTube page and be sure to attend the open house on October 13th to learn the results from the Weaning Workshop. You can RSVP for the open house by calling the KCA office. Beef and wine, the perfect pairing. The Kentucky Beef Council was a proud sponsor of this year's Toast to Kentucky Elizabethtown Wine Festival. KBC staff shared with event attendees on how to pair their favorite wines with their favorite beef dishes and let them make their very own steak rub at their Build Your Own Spice Bar. Hardin County Cattlemen's members also attended the event, serving up some delicious Kentucky Cattlemen's ground beef sliders. Be sure to mark these dates on your calendar. October 13th, open house at Eden Shell Farm. October and November, Bull Value Assessment Program at multiple locations. October 20th through November 15th, North American International Livestock Exposition in Louisville. November 21st, 4-H Cattle Market Day at Bluegrass Stockyards in Lexington. Follow the KCA Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips and extended content. To download a copy of this segment, visit kycattle.org and tune into our next segment in November. Thanks for watching Kentucky Cattle News, where we're always thankful for farm families, healthy herds, and tasty traditions.